Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Chess Opening Traps, and in today's episode I will be taking a look at the Légal trap. So it comes after pawn to e4, black plays pawn to e5, and now we go knight to f3, attack the e-pawn, and black defends it with pawn to d6. This is the Philidor defense, and the main move here is pawn to d4, striking in the center right away, but instead this trap comes out of bishop to c4, developing our bishop. Now black goes bishop to g4 here, pinning our knight to our queen. Now knight to c3, black goes knight to c6, and what black wants to do here, if we play a random move like pawn to a3, is go knight to d4. Attack our knight and add more pressure to this pin, and if they play this, then we would have to play like bishop back to e2 to undo this pin, and now we have already lost all of our advantage, so we are not going to allow that. Instead, we play pawn to h3. We attack their bishop and we force them to make a decision to either capture the knight or retreat back to h5. If they capture the knight, and this is probably their best option, then now we simply capture back with the queen. Fred and checkmate, black will probably stop it with knight to f6, and now we go knight back to e2 to forever prevent knight to d4 from happening, and we already have a bit of a better position here due to the fact that we have more development. So if they take on f3, that is not a problem for you, but this trap comes out of bishop back to h5, which is the most common move, but it is actually a blunder due to an incredible sacrifice in this position. Knight takes on e5. On move 6, we have a ridiculous knight sacrifice, sacrificing our queen, sacrificing our knight two ways, and yet objectively it is completely winning. Alright, so first off, what if they just capture our queen here? Isn't that just a free queen? The answer here is no, and now we actually have checkmate in 2, and we get the position on the thumbnail. Now we capture on f7 with the bishop, check their king, and our knight defends this square as well as our bishop, so it has to run up, and now the other knight comes to d5, and we have incredible geometry here, and this king, every single square is taken away by our free minor pieces, and we have an extremely rare free minor piece checkmate on move 8 with a queen sacrifice. That was a lot to say, but it is an incredibly cool checkmate. I really love it. It's one of my favorite opening traps because of that. And back here, because of that, taking our queen is obviously not very good. So what's better for them is to capture on e5. If they take the pawn, then now we simply capture the bishop. We thread in a checkmate on f7 here. And after something like pawn to g6, queen to f3, renewing the checkmate threat, knight to f6, now we can drop our knight here into d5, attack this knight, and we already have a better position here due to the fact that we're up a pawn, and we have a nice little attack going against black right now. So taking on e5, the pawn, is not very good. Their best try in this position is probably to recapture with their knight, and the reason for that is that it counterattacks our bishop here. So now we take their bishop on h5 once again, but if they take our bishop, then now we have once again incredible geometry here. Queen slides all the way across the board, and we get a fork. We check their king, we attack their knight, and there's simply nothing they can do. They'll probably block the pawn, but now we simply capture the knight, and once again we're up a pawn here, but we are quite a bit better because we have more development. These two pawns are very awkward, especially this one blocking out the bishop, and we have a nice little pawn on e4. So taking the bishop is not their absolute best try. Their absolute best try is probably knight to f6 here, attacking our queen, but we simply back up to e2, defend our bishop, captures. This is slightly better for black because now they have a knight developed, but once again we are quite a bit better here because we are up a pawn. This pawn is blocking out their bishop, and for all the same reasons we have quite a bit of a better position. Alright, so that is all you really need to know to play the Légal trap. There is one fine detail that I want to mention because I know a lot of people are probably wondering this, and that is back in this position, why do we have to play this intermediate move pawn to h3? Why can't we just play knight takes on e5 immediately? And yes, if they capture our queen, then once again we get the checkmate, knight to d5, very nice checkmate. The problem here is that they can recapture with their knight, defend their bishop, and now we actually are just down an entire piece here after something like bishop back to e2, trade. We're just down a piece, and this is very bad for us. So because of that, we have to play pawn to h3 first in its position. That way, after knight takes, their bishop is no longer defended, and we can just go ahead and capture it. Alright, so thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff. If you want to suggest a trap, include it in the comments below, and I will include you in the next video. And thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day.